Like, I've never been so turned off by fan service in my entire life until I watched Fire Force, man.
Oh my god!
It's like it needs to be tasteful.
Yeah, like as a full-blown degenerate.
Yeah.
It's Fire Force is the first time I've actually watched, like, I've actually seen full-on fan service and been like, why does this need to be here?
This doesn't need to be.
Get this out of here.
Yeah.
Seriously? Right in front of my salad? Because, like, you'd have, like, this really cool-looking fight, and, like, I'm invested in this fight, right? And I love fan service.
Dropped out.
I love my fucking fan service, but just don't put it in front of my, like, fights.
Like, do they expect to be like, okay, this fight scene's going to go on for 10 minutes, but we know the audience isn't going to pay attention. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Quick, drop a titty right now.
My problem with it is that you take a break from the fight to look at the fan service, right? And like, I hate that because that disrupts the flow of the fight. If the fan service was like separate from the fight, like in something like High School for the Dead, where or it's something like High School for the Dead, where like fan service and fights are like, oh come on, you didn't like the fights and
No, I love the fights. I mean, there's iconic scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Where the fan service is just like a part of the fight. That's fucking great.
High School for the Dead did it right because it's like, we're gonna dedicate an entire episode to just the raunchiest fucking fan service.
Yeah.
No action whatsoever, so you know what it's gonna be. And then we're gonna get right into the fight the next episode.
Yeah, but if you like take a break from the fight to look at the fan service, it's just like that eye-rolling moment where even if you fucking love fan service and you have no fucking problem with it, it still disrupts the fucking fight.
Yeah.
So that's why I just couldn't get into like. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I couldn't get into Fire Force.
Right.
Which is a shame. That was one of the
it's a shame,
reasons.
right? Because, you know, David Production did such a good job on the
killed it.
animation, and like the art design and the character designs are fucking cool. You know, massive Soul Eater. You know,
I'm a massive Soul Eater fan as well.
Yeah, a massive Soul Eater fan, right? So I'm just like, hell yeah, new Soul Eater basically in 2020, but with a lot of fire.
Yeah, it's like Fire Force is one of those shows where I've really, really wanted to fucking like, but for some reason I just could not get into it.
No,
I
same.
got like 4 episodes in, and I was like, I'm pretty.
Yeah, 3 or 4 episodes was my limit.
I think my problem with it was that it felt like a mid-2000s shonen where shonen has like evolved past that. I feel like My Hero Academia and Black Clover have taken like what has worked and put their own like twists on it and like evolved onto that. Whereas Fire Force feels like it still belongs 10 years ago with better animation.
Mentioning My Hero Academia, it's got a pretty notorious one. Now I don't know if this is a result of it just being the most mainstream anime right now, probably.
Right.
I imagine a lot of it has to do with that.
I think
but
so.
There's a lot of like, because I mean, okay, the thing is with the My Hero Academia fandom, right, is that
hell yeah,
that's what I feel
that's
about
how
My
I
Hero
feel about it.
is that I think it's the case of like the same like 10 people who have the shittest takes on Twitter that are like,
okay, it's not just My Hero Academia. It's any like popular shonen that becomes
very mainstream. This always happens.
Like My Hero Academia happened,
Demon Slayer,
and now Uzaki. It's like it's always the talk of the town.
What's that? Like, how many fucking times during My Hero's like airing period was there like tweets people being like, "Look at it, it's disgusting. It's not even remotely close to the manga." And then they had the manga right next to it, and it's like one fucking like leg.
I love retweeting, like quote retweeting people like that. Like I think there was one I think it was a screenshot from later episode of season 2 or something.
Yeah.
And the caption, this I'm guessing it's like
we both retweeted this.
Yeah, it was like a 14-year-old girl probably captioned her being like, "I can't believe they would do this to my boy."
Yeah.
It was something like that. And I literally quote retweeted being like, "Am I blind or is there literally no fucking difference?"
No, because I remember seeing that tweet and I remember thinking, wait, what's the problem?
Yeah,
is there a problem? Is this like parody right now?
Are you upset that this is colored in now?
and this happened so many times. They would just have the still of the animation and a still of the manga, and there was barely any difference. Yes, there's going to be some detail missing. It's a fucking manga page.
But in my opinion, it's like, if you're that upset, just read the fucking manga.
Yeah.
Like, why are you watching the anime?
Like, I remember like logging onto Twitter whenever Demon Slayer was in its peak or when My Hero Academia was in its peak. I'd be like, surely they can't be a shittier take than Yes, They Appear in my timeline. And sure enough, it was like everyone was competing. They were having a tournament arc of shitty takes. That's what it was like when they were airing in that peaks, man.
I definitely do think though that the winner of that tournament arc was that fucking person who was like, Tanjiro's earrings are, you know, it's very bad. It's got the Japanese imperial flag on it, and people are just like, no.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it is.
It was like a Hanafuda.
It's a Hanafuda.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? And I remember, I don't usually I don't usually call people out on Twitter because I don't want
Yeah.
to give those people attention.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, I don't give a shit if this gets attention. This is
I
fucking hilarious.
it's like you get so many people who are like, "Oh, dude, I found it out. I found the way to like call them out and get the woke points on Twitter."
Yeah.
And they call it out, and everyone's like, "Dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No one cares." What
And
are you
it's
saying?
sometimes they're like it's so hypocritical
So
as well.
stretching.
Because okay, I remember this one time I saw like this tweet about like My Hero Academia and the girls and like, you know, don't sexualize the girls because they're in high school and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go in their profile and they're talking about shipping Todoroki and his dad. I'm like, what is going on here?
There was one girl who was like, there was like a poster that Horikoshi had drawn as like a thank you for like season 3 airing, and it was all of the UA girls in like swimsuits.
Yeah.
Right. And some girl had retweeted being like, "How dare Horikoshi sexualize these 14-year-olds?" And literally the top reply was someone who screenshotted that person's likes list, and it was just Todoroki like yaoi. Just straight up like Todoroki yaoi being like, is this you?
Who's this man?
Who's this man? Who's yeah, it's just I don't know.
What was the other one? There was like a My Hero, another controversy, because of course there is. They find anything to get mad
That was
at.
the Maruta one.
Which one's the Maruta one?
It was like one of the scientists in season.
Oh,
in
that
the
was
yeah.
China though. That was,
yeah.
that
Oh no,
was
there was another one which is like Bakugo's birthday is the same birthday as Hitler's. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that one? I saw that on Twitter being like, because I logged onto Twitter one morning and I saw My Hero Academia tweet, you know, trending.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh God, what now? And so
Yeah.
I went onto it and it was like some person was like, okay, so the official birthdays of all of the UA
that was
students
weird.
came out.
Yeah.
And I just found out that Bakugo's birthday is the same as Hitler's. Does that mean Horikoshi supports war criminals? And I'm like, you can't be serious,
You know
right?
what the worst thing about that doctor one is? Like the Japanese like war crime.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
Yeah.
Is that I looked at it and I was like, that's my birthday.
Does C-Dog VA
Yeah,
support
like,
war criminals?
I'm like, is my birthday just cancelled now because somebody who was born on my birthday did a bad thing? Is that it?
That's
Like,
ridiculous.
And I was like, I'm like, what do I think? Like, what is this?
No,
Is
no,
dumb, right?
because the Bakugo is Hitler's birthday tweet was so
Yeah.
funny because all the replies were like, "That's my birthday."
It's like, there are 365, maybe 366.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously going to overlap.
It's just a fucking day of the year. Like, it's not like, since when was somebody like, "Oh, April 25th
No,
is
I-
Hitler's birthday"?
Another dumb thing was like, I think they were like, in the anime, I think they made them like slightly thinner compared to the manga.
Oh, yeah.
People lost their fucking shit. They were
Yeah.
like, I can't believe this.
I can't believe they're fat shaming
Yeah.
with these characters. I'm like, it's literally 2 pixels.
And I'm just there like with my flaming hot Cheetos, just sitting there like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, who gives a shit? I mean, half the time they don't even do that consciously.
I don't like get the whole redrawing art or fixing art trend or whatever that's
oh my God.
happening on
Shit
Twitter.
pisses me the
It is
fuck
like the
off.
most toxic thing.
Bro, I stay, dude. Artists arguing on Twitter, it's like the most like they're just throwing the same grenade back and forth. I'm not touching
It's like 2 cancer cells fighting, right? It's like,
Oh, Joey! Oh my God! Going for the throat, Joey.
I mean, I've tweeted
I am
about this.
not,
I don't really care.
affiliated with Joey in any way, artists. I like your work.
It's like 2 cancer cells fighting. It's like either way, I'm dying from cancer. You know, it's like I don't
you
really
can never
care.
like porn on Twitter ever
Yeah,
again.
how dare
No
I?
more porn for
How
you,
dare
Joey.
I?
all the artists are going to come
All
after
the
you now.
artists. No, it's because I remember there was one girl who, they did it with Persona 5 as well. It's like, how fucking dare you do it with Persona 5? Because like there was this new character in Persona 5 Royal that came out called Kasumi, and she's supposed to be like a professional gymnast, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know anything about the Persona games, there's like the regular character design, and then there's your like Persona character design,
Right.
where so the character had a gym uniform, right?
Right.
Like the usual like female
yeah.
gym uniform.
Yeah.
And it was based around that. And there was this person who got that and was like, oh, how dare Atlas sexualize this, like, I think she's like 16 in the
It's a
game.
gym
Yeah.
outfit.
And there was like, and so like they colored in like pretty much like the leotard part out to
Yeah.
make it just look like she was wearing a fucking like skin tight like suit. It looked like shit. And they were like, I fixed it, Atlas. This is what the characters should look like. And then what pissed me off even more is when a tweet like that gets popular and then they reply to their own tweet being like, by the way, guys, follow me on DeviantArt. I'm an artist. Please hire me. I'm like, look, artists out there, don't do that. That's not how you get hired.
Who are you to say what artwork is correct?
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
to me, that's like. It's like if we made a video and someone's like, there, I corrected, I dubbed over it and made it funny.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so what?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
It's because what you're doing is you're basically just putting like a giant middle finger at the original artist.
Yeah.
You know? And you don't know what the fuck their intention was. They just made a piece of artwork, you know.
Especially when it's like, you know, the cultural difference between Japan and
Yeah.
Western
Yeah, but
audience.
like
Yeah.
I think the thing I had the biggest gripe I had with the whole Persona thing and a lot of these like I fixed your art things is that like there isn't anything inherently wrong with the original art. It's
it
just
happens a
your
lot. It happens a
fucking
lot.
prerogative that you think it's bad.
I mean, Twitter's a shit show. We
It
can all
is.
yeah, of course.
Like this recent controversy with like the Uzaki-chan design
Oh my
is just the most stupid fucking thing
it's so
I have
dumb.
seen.
Why is it even an argument?
Yeah.
Why is it even an argument?
I look at that shit and I'm like, how do you motherfuckers have the energy? How do you wake up every day and decide, you know what I'm going to do today? Argue on Twitter for 2 hours.
I'm gonna get angry about the design of this fictional character.
Who's ever changed their mind because of a fucking tweet? Like, who in the history of humanity has seen a tweet and been like, you know my opinions? They're fucking wrong.
You'd be surprised.